I am livid. I am going to walk into Shueisha, go to Jump Management, and strangle non-actionable parody in Minecraft whoever decided to fucking end Phantom Seer.
Yeah! I read it this... Bruh. It was so good. The artwork was amazing. The story was actually
impeccable.
Good.
It was going somewhere. It was good. Like, and it was like one of those like, okay, yeah, it did introduce like the like quote unquote final boss like 20 chapters in, but like, you know, it could have gone beyond that. You know, it could have shown in manga its way around, but instead it got snuffed 10 chapters later, ending at 30 fucking chapters. Gravity Boys got 50 chapters.
Yeah, and they talk about dicks in that one.
Yeah, it literally ended about dicks.
Yeah.
It was Bleach, but with peepees.
Bleach with peepees? Mr. Peepee Man? Come on. Like, I read it today. Like, when it came, I woke up, and I read, you know, all the new manga, and I was like, oh, let me check out Phantom Seer, because last week's chapter ended fucking hype as hell. Like,
yeah.
He unleashed he absorbed the Oni, like, in his own body, and I was like, dude, this is some Bankai shit, this is awesome. I'm reading the beginning.
It's character development.
Fuck yeah, we're getting character development. The girl, like, touches his shoulder, and he's, like, believes in himself. He slashes the house in half, and then I turned the page. Phantom Seer, final chapter. And I was like, no, hold on. No, hold on. No.
Hey, shut the fuck up. No.
See, in Japan, they got a funny way of spelling regular chapter, not the last one.
Actually, yeah, it's a miscommunication. You know, they just don't know what they're fucking doing. I'm so like we've never really had a chance to talk about Phantom Seer because it's been so short.
Yeah,
and so like this is both an in memoriam and a what the fuck and a Phantom Seer is good segment, but like, man. Like,
it's just fucking wild.
The artistry of it was completely flawless. I believe it was done digitally.
Probably.
From its looks.
It is really, really gorgeous.
It's like, clean.
Yeah. And look, I'm gonna say it because everyone else might be too cowardly to say it. I don't get it. Look at what Capcom's doing with Resident Evil 8, right? Lady Desmerco. They got an 8-foot tall hottie who everybody's just like, I want her to strangle me. The main kid's sister is like 8 feet tall and blindfolded and like snake motifed.
Oh my god.
And in chapter 5, they go to her house and there's a phantom there, and she's just like, what are you talking about? What phantom? And the camera pans out and she has just annihilated everything in the fucking tri-state area of their house. And I'm like, dog, she's fucking sick.
I don't know how you set up a shonen battle manga, introduce the most fucking ridiculous character, and not like dive into that. Like Jujutsu Kaisen did it like they did it. Not that they did it well or fast. Like Gojo is literally like, "Hey kid, I'm God," and then he's just like, all we see is him in the first like several chapters.
Yeah,
be God.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. It's one of those like I don't get it when like good series like this just sort of get the short end of the stick like this, because I'm like, dog, like if I look at the first arc of this manga, like I don't see anything different from any of the other first arcs of like shonen
nothing
manga.
Different.
Nothing that would be like egregious or get it like, you know, I guess if people don't like the concept, but that's like the artwork. I feel like I might be biased because I am a sort of like style over story in most cases. In most cases, if your manga looks stylish as fuck, like if the artwork is clean and has like style to it, like I'm immediately drawn to it. But like even this, like the first arc when they're going after Senju Doji, like, and they like, it's just so good. Like, because I the only thing I could think of was like people are like, you know, they didn't delve into some of the characters enough. Like, we didn't get to learn about that. It's like, yeah, but like,
But it was 30 chapters.
yeah, okay. You think in Bleach in the first arc I learned anything about Chad? No, like he didn't speak.
In Bleach, you learned that fucking Ichigo's like half Quincy, like at the end.
You find that out at the very end,
and like that's after the fake out end too.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
like, or fucking like Naruto, like, oh, like fucking Kakashi. You didn't learn about fucking Kakashi. Like they throw like the whole like Sharingan thing, but they don't tell you where or how he got a Sharingan until literally the fucking halfway point of the manga. And even then, they don't even tell you like the closure of that until like way later on.
Okay, the main characters, like the girl's just the girl, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy, he had some weight on his shoulders, so to speak. We find out what was up like 25 chapters in. I think that's an okay pace, especially because he's like specifically cloistered about it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man.
Gone too soon. I really hope that the authors, like, it's a story by Togo Goto and art by Kento Matsuda. I really hope, or Matsuuda. Don't you pronounce each vowel or something like that?
I don't know.
Every time I hear people speak Japanese, like if there's two vowels, they pronounce both of them. Like there's like very few compound vowels.
It depends. Like if it's an E and an I, maybe like it always amounts to maybe. But
okay. So I'm not racist, right?
Not yet.
Not yet, my boy. Not yet. In due time.
But
no,
yeah,
I really hope that both of them
get a chance at something more.
Yeah, because I do. I mean, even with the way it ended, it's one of those things where it's like it's cool. You know, it's got a good ending for what it. It's the same way I feel about Bleach. Like for what it got, for the hand it was dealt, I'm like, it got a satisfying ending, I guess, but not as satisfying as it could have been. Because like,
no,
I would have liked to see them go on more missions. Like, there was so much there, and I think that's the part that
there was world building. There was setup for everything.
Because I'm like, for other series that get cut off, like there's really nothing there. Or like there's nothing, there's nowhere else for it to go. But this one, like they had set up they had set up like the Inari, like the Fox kid, like he was the cleanup crew. Like shit would just happen, like fights would happen with the spirits, and then he would just be like, "Oh, like leave it to me, I'm the cleanup crew." And it's like, what the fuck does that entail? Like some Gridman shit where it's like, "Oh yeah, we just after every fight we clean it up so none of the humans know."
There was just so much, but like, if you don't want to read it because we seem to be hyping it up and the fact that it like went so fast makes you sad, that's understandable. But if you can bear the weight that we are holding right now, if you would like to carry this cross with us, happy Easter.
Thanks, Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus. You died for this manga being canceled.
Yeah.
If you can carry this cross with us, then I do think that the 30 chapters of Phantom Seer are really well worth it.
Yeah. God, I mean, they were. I wish that they would have gotten. I mean, I don't know yet. I guess it could still happen, but I wish that it would have just been like, oh, like the Chainsaw Man treatment, like, oh, it's ending. Like
that would be sick.
It's ending. Psych. We're going to Jump Plus, baby. Like we're going online.
Jump.
Because that would like that's the fucking that's the future of manga, and I feel like
that's what webtoons are doing, and that's why they're so successful.
Yeah. I mean, you get a lot of shit in there, but like with the quality control that Jump has, like allowing their authors to not have to fucking compete and cannibalize each other within the Shonen Jump pages.
See, like the issue with webtoons is that it is like open source, so to speak.
Yeah.
Anyone can do whatever with it. but Jump is still is managing Shonen Jump Plus. So like it wouldn't be out of control. It would just let artists completely fulfill their vision. Like if they don't want artists going out doing 1,000 chapter shits, I understand that. But that's part of their management process. That would go into that.
Yeah.
Speaking of 1,000 chapter shits.
Yeah, speaking of 1,000 chapter shits.
We're at what? Chapter 1009?
Yeah. Well, welcome. Welcome, my friends, to Paramecia Fancast. The One Piece Fancast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is John, and I did not stutter on that. You didn't hear that. I'm not editing it out because there's nothing to edit out.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing happened. My name is Franz, and thanks to that tirade, I totally was not yawning.
Nice. Yeah, we're fucking pros at this. We never make mistakes.
Immaculate professionals.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like you said, chapter 1009, and the title of the chapter is called Naraku, and oh, buddy. Okay, I'm going to have a lot to complain about when we get to the end of the chapter. Or at least towards the end, when somebody says the word, and then I'm going to go off on a hate-filled tirade about how stupid the...
yes.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Especially because we're prepped at the beginning here. Chapter 1009, Naraku.
Yeah.
And
for those of you, about the color page too.
Yeah, let's talk about the color page before we get into the whole thing.
Yeah,
because these are the cold boys cracking a cold one with the boys.
Yeah, I like all of their jackets. How they all have like
some things.
Yeah, so I can't read Jinbei's very well. It says like heavy something.
Yeah, and then
on the front.
Mound.
And then I can only assume it says like the mountain. Which is like,
yeah, that's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
But like Zoro's jacket says 3 swords. Sanji says I will cook. Luffy's sail away from safe harbor. And the king, Frankie, says cyborg on the front, and on the sleeve, hentai.
Nice.
Like 10 out of 10.
I don't even think Usopp says anything, but there's like a dragon on his.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Usopp
it
and
is a
Robin
dragon.
Don't get anything on there.
Neither does Chopper. Rest in peace. Nami
he just gets camouflage.
I don't understand Nami's because it says unchart. Which
it's her new dream. You didn't read that chapter. You missed it. It's her new dream of uncharting the entire world.
Fuck all of it, actually.
Oh,
no
God.
more.
I want to say my favorite part of this cover story. I love all the jackets. I love everything. We get to see the homie again, the little rice cooker that ate the tanuki fruit, who is canonically standing on his own ball sack. I think that's just great. I think that's just fantastic. I forget his name. He has a name. Oda gave him a name, and then he wasn't even asked, but he specifically made a point to specify that the rice cooker that ate the tanuki fruit is in fact standing on his own ball sack.
Yeah.
So I just think that's neat. And also, I guess there was something I saw online. I guess the Jizo statues have like some sort of significance.
They're supposed to be taken care of is just about what I can remember. Like, it's kind of like you don't see a monk going around that much nowadays. But like, if you did see a monk, like, you're supposed to like, oh, here, sir, take a hat, or like, here, sir, like, cover yourself up. You're supposed to like, treat a monk a bit. So you were supposed to treat a Jizo statue similarly, leaving an offering, leaving a hat, etc., giving some food. So that's the meaning behind it. If there's anything further than that, that kind of goes beyond what I understand.
All right. Hell yeah. Fuck it. Let's just jump straight into it, because this is, what a way to start the chapter.
Oh yeah, I was completely blindsided. I will start by saying that the chapter name, Naraku, like, if you've taken Japanese or watched too much manga to the point where you cannot go outside anymore, you would know that the more common word for hell in Japanese is jigoku, but there is a Buddhist term for it. The pronunciation of the Buddhist term in Japanese is Naraku, and so that's what the chapter is referring to. It's a Japanese word for hell.
Yeah. That will come in handy later. We'll put a pin on that one.
Exactly. That's a tool for later, kids.
Yeah. But, so good. Immediately, within the castle, they're putting it out. The Beast Pirates have a firefighting squad. And they're like, we need the water. And immediately, the fucking scabbards run into Orochi. And Kinemon is like, Orochi? And even he's like, Kinemon? And fucking Kiani Mundi's like, Shogun Orochi, like, they aren't aware that you've already died once. Like, they didn't even see that.
Like, oh man. I can't believe that. I haven't reread Wano, but does Orochi know that, like, Kinemon's back? Yes, he does. Kanjuro. There we go.
Yeah, he knows that he's back, but he hasn't, like, seen him.
That's true.
I think this is, like, literally their first meeting.
I'm back, bitch.
I lived, bitch.
But, yeah, Fukuro Kujo is just like, flee from here, my lord. I will stop them. And Orochi tells him, you're a fucking dumbass. Because behind them are the Beast Pirates. In front is the Red Scabbards. But he points out, besides, I can see Kaido's already softened them up. So tell me, all you Kozuki leftovers, did I catch you by surprise with Kanjuro? You got me too, Kyoshiro. And, like, I
trying to gloat like this in the situation he's in after what literally just happened to them, like, literally, like, 5 seconds ago.
Like, he's a good villain. Because he's a good villain, I want to jump into the manga and strangle him myself.
Yeah, I want to feel the oxygen, the life escape. I want to feel the life just escape his body. That's what I want to feel with my own 2 hands.
Oda inspires a lot of emotions when you read One Piece. And when it comes to Orochi, Oda has inspired within us bloodlust.
It's true. It's all true. But, oh my god. So, like, you could see Kyosho's face just, like, fucking pissed off. Like, they're all, when it shows their face right now, they're all pissed. But Orochi, you could see the onomatopoeia is like the bang, 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 bang. And it's like, I have nothing to fear from you now in your wounded state. I will devour every last one of you. After 20 years of trembling at your ghosts, you will feel my wrath. And he transforms into his fucking full-on, like, you know, mythical zone form. And Kinemon is just like, yo, we, like, Orochi glitchless any percent. Hello, GDQ. Today we're going to be running the Orochi any percent run. It's glitchless, by the way.
All you hear is, like, clacking of, like, the controller for a second. And we're done. Kill the animals. Thank you.
We got a $5 donation from from Kozuki Momonosuke that says, kill the animals.
Man, I will point out, Yamada no Orochi, 8 heads. Orochi, the foul human being in front of us, died once. Here, there are 6 heads.
Yeah.
And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6
and
heads.
6 heads cut off.
6
I
plus
don't
1.
think Orochi's dead.
Yeah, 6 plus 1 is 7. And 7 is not 8.
Exactly. As the Count from Sesame Street taught me, 7 is not 8. So...
That's why... As my professor for my math doctorate, the Count, taught me, 7 is not 8.
So, yeah, I'm sticking a poll down here. Orochi's not dead. This is probably not a surprise to anyone either.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm pretty confident in this call.
Yeah. And see, everyone's getting pissed that, like, Big Mom's getting jobbed, and I'm just here being like, alright, is this just gonna keep happening? Like, is he just gonna show up, not gonna do anything, and then die? Like I'm cool with it because I hate him, but also like, come on, man, at least like, he has such a cool fruit, and he's a waste of a human being with it.
The audacity of this bitch to even breathe with it.
Like, it's like an unspoken rule, right? Like, in the One Piece world, I assume that there's just an unspoken rule. Like, if you have a devil fruit that is sick as absolute fuck, like, you have an obligation to the world at large to be sick as hell with it.
I feel you're very biased vis-a-vis a Doflamingo.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of Doflamingo. I'm just like, I don't even know, like, who else has, like, a cool fucking devil fruit that is just sick, nasty, out of their fucking minds?
I would say Shiki.
Yeah, like Shiki, like, he has the coolest fucking devil fruit. And what does he do with it? He cuts his own fucking legs off, replaces them with swords, and is like, peace out, bitch, I'm escaping Impel Down, fuck you. Like, that's raw as hell. What is this guy has the fucking Yamato Orochi fruit, like, should be the sickest fucking fruit, and he just keeps dying with it.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of like the relative by internet standards ancient meme of like, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was Rush Limbaugh. I think it was like some Supreme Court justice, some conservative dude, where like the top text was pro-life, and then the bottom text was dies anyways. I don't remember the context or anything really, but like like this man just has 8 lives, dies anyways.
Yeah.
Fucking hate him.
Oh god. He's just, I mean, I get Oda's like, I get it. He's leaving it to like the last one that actually kills him is gonna be left for somebody, like, for a really important moment.
Yeah.
A character defining moment. But fuck all that. Like,
see, and like we're not trying to critique Oda.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just,
honestly, God, like, I don't have a problem with this, like a big problem. I'm just like, man, come on, man. Like,
I just hate seeing his face.
Yeah. Because it's like, if they had killed him, absolutely. Like, if they had literally like stabbed all 8 of his heads right here and now, I would have been like, all right. But the fact that I know I can do math, and I can see that 7 does not equal 8 is pissing me off, because I'm like, God, like, when are we gonna get the final hit? Can we just get this over with?
Oda, please. Give it to me, I need it.
Yeah. The fact that I watched Blue's Clues means that I know exactly what's going on here.
Man, but I do like the fact that they straight up say, we don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Orochi. And just walk past him.
Your judgment will be served to you in hell, as they fucking like clink their swords in the sheaths. Like, dude.
Oh, so good. But Raizo sticks around and asks Fukurokuju, will you avenge him? I must say, Fukurokuju, my opinion of you has risen. You've remained loyal to that fool to the very end. Fukurokuju just does the Uno reverse card. or for the old heads get it, magic cylinder.
Yeah, but even before matters of revenge, I activate magic cylinder.
Oh man. But they're both Raizo and Fukurokuju, they've got their ninja hand position ready. They basically they're cocking their guns at each other.
Yeah.
I'm
I love
ready.
the little onomatopoeia has the exclamation points have the little ninja stars.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good. The detail, dude.
It's so good.
Man. But after all of that, like real quick and easy, just like throwing Orochi in the toilet, we go straight back up to the skull, and we get the shit. Let's give him a big one, Kaido. How many of the 5 do you think will survive? Ma. Like,
oh, and in this small fucking moment, like Oda manages to he just manages to quelch a theory that I know people have talked about, because I've definitely talked to, I don't know if we said it on the show, but we've definitely talked about it with one of our friends who we've mentioned who's caught up to One Piece now. Because it's the question is always be like, why didn't Law just switch their bodies? Like, he has the power to. Why didn't he just fucking move one of them? Like,
yeah, just anything to them. Yeah, because his power's fucking nuts.
Yeah. And even Kid is our audience insert here, because like, Trafalgar, can you use your powers to send one of them below? And he's like, I would have done that already if I could. Their hockey is so strong, it's impossible to move them.
And like, that just made a lot of things make sense.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Like, I get it now.
Like, you can make the argument like, oh, what about Virgo? His hockey was crazy. But like, I'm gonna give you an analogy, right? Virgo covered his whole body in the shit, right?
Yeah.
But Virgo had like you could justify this by saying that Virgo had a paper thin layer of hockey all around, whereas Big Mom and Kaido over here have ballistics grade 8 centimeter thick lead kind of fucking Rio invisible hockey shit.
Yeah,
like,
they are like unstoppable monsters, and Virgo in comparison was the ballistics dummy from Mythbusters. If any of you remember that. Yeah. Just every day in, day out, he would clock into that show and just get fucked up for the science.
Man, I miss him. I really do.
We all do.
I hope Busto's doing real well. You know, it's tough times.
Yeah, it's tough times out here, especially
it's tough
for
times for Crash. Yeah. Not too many opportunities. Oh man.
Oh god. I will say when I first read this, I read the next panel of Kid being like, in that case, time to disassemble. When I first read the chapter, I guess I just like glanced over it, or like, because the first thing I read in that case, time to disable, and I was like, whoa, dude.
Whoa, dude.
Like, I just imagined him like just fucking like breaking one of their backs. Like, Jesus Christ, Kid.
Jesus Christ, Kid, you can't do that. Fuck.
You can't just go around doing that with your fucking like railgun arms now.
And say it that way either. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah. Oh god. But yeah, in the same couple of panels where Oda is just flexing everything, Luffy using Future Sight, yo, something big's coming.
I love the attention to it. Like, you can always kind of tell when Luffy's using his Future Sight.
Yeah.
Like, there's always that little like brain blast coming out.
Yeah, the little like ba-ding.
And
it's so good.
Oh, these two motherfuckers like sassing each other. I trust your core hasn't gotten weak, old hag. Oh, what are you sassing, boy? Like, as they're like revving up, like, I can't. This is a very deep cut, but do you, John, and audience as well, remember the mid 2000s Will Ferrell portrayal of Cat in the Hat.
It wasn't Will Ferrell. It was I do remember the live action one. It was
yes.
It was Austin Powers. It was the guy who played Austin Powers.
Yes, it was.
For the life of me, I can't remember his name right now.
There's a still from that movie of the Cat in the Hat with the baseball bat, like, really revving up, and it's always, like, blurry.
It's always a meme where, like, it appears behind someone. It's just about to...
Exactly. Cause like, he's about to, like, knock out, like, the little fucking kid.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, that's what it is. And these two motherfuckers are two cats in the hat, revving the fuck up. And they're just sitting there, like, having a good old chuckle. Like, these motherfuckers are scary, man.
Absolutely fucking feral, these two. And they fucking swing. And Zoro's like, I love the shading on this page. Like, the rough lines of both of them swinging, like their arms have like the roughest lining ever. And Zoro's like, uh-oh, this is bad.
Even Zoro has it too.
Yeah. And dude, their fucking baseball beam, Conquest of the Sea. Like, and you see it like, oh my god, you see it like you see something stop it. You hear like kasha, like clash. Because if I see this, I'm thinking of every Dragon Ball game where like we would see Onigashima and we would see the beam leaving horizontally off of Onigashima as the entire city is blown up. You know, like whenever there's like a Big Bang Kamehameha, like you see the world, it zooms out to show you the globe, the planet, and you see the Kamehameha wave like blasting just straight off of it. You don't see that, and we get Big Mom and Kaido, like, confused, like, And fucking Zoro, with both of his swords, Enma at the front, blocking the blast, and he's like, move, all of you, or we're done for. And like,
the fact that he's, like, because Oda's, like, whole thing is, like, oh, how does Zoro speak with the third sword in his mouth? And it's like, oh, he speaks with guts or whatever. The fact that like Zoro's like open mouth yelling with the sword, it sounds like I'm like clowning on it, but I think it's sick.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
It's really good.
Oh, dude, Zoro's so sick.
Zoro's so good.
All of them have this really bright fucking shading, and you see all of them jumping out of the way with, like, the action lines, and then you see Law, like, prepping shambles, or, like, a room, like, his hand like that, and the shit blows up, like, like, I'm talking, like, some nuke level, like, you could see the crater that it left behind.
Yeah, like, there's not gonna be much of a skull left after this whole fight.
Yeah. It's not looking too good for Skullomania over here, but we see them escape, and I think it's like Law got him out in the nick of time. But Kaido is talking to Big Mom, and he says their voices haven't gone out, and she's like, they got away, huh? Very impressive, but like voices is distinctly bold. The word voices is bolded, so I'm like, like,
yeah, Vanessa Satone, letterer of One Piece.
Yeah, chef's kiss.
Voices.
So I'm like, like, do they?
Yeah, like, that's really what it is. It's just a.
Yeah, is it like is he referencing like the voice of all things, or is he just referencing like his observation hockey, and that's like how he senses people? Because we've never heard him like talk about, like, we've never seen him like really use his observation hockey. Like, when we see characters use it, it's usually, I mean, like you said, a couple, like, it's well telegraphed whenever Luffy uses Future Sight at this point. But there was, like, nothing of that with Kaido, so I'm just like, interesting choice of words.
But the gang is still standing more or less, because the first line we get is, "Oh, Zoro, you still alive?" And the man's shaking like a calf fresh out the womb.
I think so.
It's so good. And like,
And
ooh,
the fact that kid is like, it's a real feat you blocked that, if only for a second. Thanks, man. The fact that he said like thank you to Zoro, I'm like, dog.
it's so funny. Like,
Power scalers are gonna say that the feat was that Zoro blocked the blast. No. The power of the feat that he just performed comes from Kid saying thank you because of it. Like,
that's the real power. The power of a friendship.
yeah, the power of friendship.
But the real question everyone's been asking comes from Killer. Where's Straw Hat? Zooming straight in. Gum red but like
Gum red hee hee.
Yeah. Cause Kaido dodges and Luffy loves that.
Luffy is such the shit-eating grin that Oda has drawn for us in this bottom left panel of Luffy. Like, it's
Did the little dragon fucking dodge? Is
Did
the little
baby Kaido dodge my little red weehee?
What was he worried he was gonna get hurt? Oh man, because like no word of a lie. That is what's going through Luffy's head. Luffy's sitting there just like, oh, this bitch dodged because he knew it would hurt.
And like, fucking Luffy couldn't just let well enough be. He saw it happen and he had to go for the throat. As you do with an Emperor of the Sea, I guess, but did you just dodge that one, Kaido? Because it was gonna hurt, huh? Kaido is so pissed.
Fucking smacks him out overhead too. And
but my god.
Luffy dodges it. No, he blocks it, sorry. And we get the same thing as when Luffy was blocking Katakuri.
The block mochi.
Yeah. Same kind of shit. Yeah,
his fingers are like swollen. He's like, ah! And you know, I love you, Luffy, but that's what you get, boy.
That's what you get. And while he's there in the corner, Kaido comes up. He's like revving up, but like for fighting game shit, he just cancels, goes into a laser attack.
So what I could tell is he used like a fucking, like, he used a command grab that side switched, right?
Yeah.
And then while Luffy's in the corner, he's using his normal and he Kara cancels into the fucking laser projectile.
Yeah. Basically just like forward heavy punch, FADC, super?
Yeah.
Like, it's some dumb shit. And he's not letting up with that either, because he follows up. And just, I want to believe, like, I know Kaido can fly and whatever, and he's probably just hanging in the air for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
But part of me wants to believe that he's so strong he can, like, helicopter himself up there swinging his little club.
Oh god. That's canon now. That's head canon. That's real canon for me. That's exactly what's happening. He propelled himself in the air and then he used the club to helicopter himself. Like that's exactly what's going on.
It's canon. It's canon. He charges up his Conqueror of Three Worlds, Ragnoraku, and this is where I cede my time. Excuse me, Speaker of the House. I forfeit my time to Representative John. I almost said your last name, and that feels bad to do in a public forum.
I'd like to thank Representative Franz for all the hard work they've been putting in.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I don't know if this is a Senate hearing or a courtroom.
Or both.
Or both at the same time. I guess they are. Look, Your Honor, I'm gonna be real with you. People are fucking stupid. Like, okay, the last chapter literally ended with Luffy being like, "Oh, hell, huh? Yeah, I've been there a few times." The chapter starts with Naraku is the title. They immediately fucking kill Orochi, and Kinemon says straight up, "Your judgment will be served to you in hell." Like, what's being set up here is that the entire Onigashima is hell. Like, this shit is fucked, as the wise man once said. Like, and he's just conquer 3 worlds, Ragnaraku. And I've seen so many people, the scans did it better, man. They fucking Ragnarok. What's Ragnaraku? What the hell is this, bro? And I'm like, dog, shut up. Like, get a fucking brains, morons.
Like, look, okay.
Like, okay, yeah, Naraku. How would an
Did I go
English-speaking audience...
Did I go 5 figures into debt to know that Naraku means hell as well? Yes.
Yeah.
But if you are at least around our age range, if you're not full Zoomer, if you're millennial, which if you're listening to a podcast, most probably, like, you have touched Inuyasha in some way.
Yeah.
And the main villain of Inuyasha, Naraku, is literally like it's there. It's there in the cultural consciousness.
Yeah.
If you didn't reach that point, that's understandable. But to go out of your way and be like, "Oh, the fucking, like, Stephen Paul's a fucking hack for, like, just going with, like, the katakana and, like, not knowing, like, what Ragnarok is." Like, dog.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be a play on words of the word Ragnarok, but he chose to do it to also, like, literally, why would there be a hyphen there if it was supposed to be just Ragnarok, you illiterate assholes? Like, that's what gets me mad about the fucking people that are like, "Oh, scans are better." Like, no, they're not. Like, okay, yes, this one, like, Naraku, okay, how the fuck would an English-speaking audience know? But that goes to show that Stephen Paul is doing his fucking damnedest to translate this as best he can without completely changing the original meaning. If you're saying the scans do it better, you're basically admitting that you want your translator to change the literal meaning of what's being translated. Like, that's what you're saying in this instance. If you're using this as an example of, "Oh, the scans did it better," because the scans completely missed the point and changed the meaning.
Yeah, there's like there's a whole thing of like Stephen Paul does wonders, but he's not the only person. It's the same conversation we had around Caleb Cook. Though I'm not remembering if we've had that conversation on air. Probably. I'm going to assume that we have. But like, it's not just Stephen Paul. There's a whole team. And this team has direct contact with Oda and his editorial team. So who's going to come out with the better product? The people who actually have like less degrees of separation from the like artistic intent, or the people who do this as a hobby and, you know, like the legality of the scans, whatever. Fuck that aside. People who are doing this as a hobby, and granted, it does start out as a hobby.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to sit here.
Yeah. We've talked about it before.
Exactly. Like, I would never go out of my way, no matter how good I am at Japanese, I would never go out of my way to say that I'm a professional simply because I'm fluent. When being fluent in a language is a separate skill from translating, which is a separate skill of recontextualizing a whole piece and putting it in a different language. Like, come on.
Yeah. And I think that's, like, every time this comes up, it gets me, like, I just get so mad because it's so stupid. Like, look, I get it. I grew up with fucking manga stream. I read, like, most of Naruto. I read the ending of Naruto when it came out on Manga Stream. Like, I grew up with scans, because, like, there was no way to get officials, like, in a timely manner. Like,
No.
we didn't have officials like we do now. Like, for free, day they go up in Japan every week.
God.
Like,
Simulcast was like...
the game changer.
Woo!
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I hate because it's the same people that will read this and they have a big problem with this. But then when a character is like translated to say like fuck or shit in One Piece, like when Nami says like fuck, no, that's not what she said. Like that's, oh, but my Japanese to English dictionary says that the word she used is like bad. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like that's...
You're bad and you're wrong.
Yeah, that's not what she said. Like, I can tell you for a fact, and I don't speak Japanese, that that's not what she said. Why? Because One Piece isn't fucking edgy.
Yeah, like, I don't know. People just out here misunderstanding. Yeah. And, like, you know, I get it. The world's changing, like, your conception, everything around you is changing. But, like, holy fuck, you're this is the hill you're dying on?
Yeah. Like, I fully agree. Look, Greg from the One Piece magazine, he explained, like, the whole Naraku thing on Twitter, and it's like, okay, like, yes, I don't understand, like, I get the Naraku thing is, like, hidden behind, like, layers of stuff.
Yeah, like, it requires, like, a kind of deep knowledge of, like, Buddhism, like, more so than, like, the average person would even have. Like, the iceberg of knowledge when it comes to Buddhism is like fucking the tip is like reincarnation, and then like slightly below that is like samsara, and then it's like the 8 pillars of... No, they're not pillars, that's Islam. The spokes of the wheel. There's like a better word for it, of Buddhism, and then below that, the spokes, you know, the 8 spokes of Buddhism. Very catchy marketing right there. And then below that is like shit terms like this, like Naraku. Yeah. So like, it's understandable. You didn't know.
It's like he explained it on Twitter, and it was just a thing of like he was just saying like Stephen Paul translated it like perfectly, like. He's supposed to be doing a play on words of Ragnarok, because like Ragnarok is the Viking like end of times basically, and you know Vikings count as pirates. Like I don't know what else that like we've seen Viking helmets from like the Elbaf giants and stuff. Like
exactly,
all of Elbaf is based on Vikings, and Big Mom and Kaido have both like more so Big Mom. I mean, she has literal fucking Elbaf attacks, like.
And on top of that, like, what is Kaido if not a giant with horns?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's thematically like, there.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact, like, it's literally the last chapter ended with them talking about hell. And like I said, like, the Naraku thing is sort of, like, layers deep into it, like we mentioned, but, like, this is the same sort of thing as what happened with the translation war at, like, the start of one of the previous years. We talked about it where like it was Gold Roger was talking to like Whitebeard and Odin, and he was like, yo, like the rubbings I got from Big Mom. And then
oh my
like
god,
the scans translated it as the poneglyphs, like he got the whole fucking thing
right.
But the officials was like, oh, like the rubbing or whatever. And they're like, well, what does it mean? Like, did he get the rubbing or did he get the thing? Not even fucking realizing that if you went back literally one chapter, the chapter ended with him holding the papers with the rubbings. Like, hey, look what I got from Big Mom.
Like,
and it's like, dog, like, look, I'm that's where I was going with it, because I did kind of forget. Greg said something on Twitter that was really fucking good, and it was like, when the whole Caleb Cook thing happened, because he said, like, you know, it's fucking terrible what happened to Caleb Cook, but it's like, if you have questions about how the things were translated, like, that's fine. You're allowed to have questions or, like, ask, like, hey, like...
It's good, especially for someone who wants to do something like that.
Yeah, you're allowed to ask questions or, like, have, you know, be skeptical about the translations, but like the way you go about doing that is like you go directly to the translator, Stephen Paul. Like his Twitter's not locked. You can go to his Twitter and, you know, ask politely like, hey, like, and I've seen it happen. People have asked him when he posts stuff, they'll be like, hey, like this chapter here, like this panel was translated this way, like what was your thought process? And he'll go into detail if you ask him. Like he'll tell you everything, like, oh yeah, like, you know, the kanji said this, but like, you know, in terms of how the, you know, the conversation was going, it's supposed to be like this way, so I think they meant it this way, so I chose to translate it as close as I could to the meaning in English, which is this way. Like he goes into all of it like in depth, and it's like that's I mean I get it. It's a lot of these fucking people who don't really fucking care. They just want to make a stink about it for no reason.
Yeah, people just want to be mad to be mad.
Yeah,
and the internet's an easy way to do it.
Yeah, it's dumb. Just ask Stephen Paul politely on Twitter if you have questions about it, I would say. Don't just do it. Don't just blindly be like, oh, like scans are better, because they're not. Like, they're not. Like, yeah. I don't know how else to
objectively
tell you, like, yeah. Just because you get them earlier than the officials and you don't have to wait doesn't mean they're better. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, if you're saying they're better, you obviously don't understand Japanese or how translating works. And
nope.
It's a very dumb argument. Yeah, it's a very dumb argument, and it does get me salty and heated because I'm like, dog, like why is this even an issue? Like,
I don't trust professionals. Like, that's just what you're saying. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, dog, do you go to your doctor and your doctor's like, hey, like...
So some people really don't get people started. Some people really do be
like
that.
No, I wasn't gonna go the, like, you know, anti-vax route. I was gonna be like, you go to your doctor and he tells you, like, yo, your cholesterol's pretty high. Like, you gotta eat some Cheerios. Like, oh my God, here goes big Cheerios again, getting paid off by GM. Like, no, you don't. Like, come on, brother. Anyways, look, I am slightly salty about it, but it gets me mad when people like make the blanket statement and just make no effort to like even learn about why it was translated that way. Or that's what gets me mad.
Any effort to just even justify their own like side of the argument.
Yeah, because it's really just like it always comes down to like
the only argument is just like they come out. Yeah, it's never a discussion. It's just like scans better, and it's like, dog, it like you have like 2 points for you, the Zoro thing, and like, yeah, I would also say that Inu Arashi sounds cooler than Dogstorm. These are fucking minuscule. Anyways, this next shit.
Yeah, this next shit is pretty good.
We just like Luffy gets smacked down, and then there's just a box. Just a box.
In the box.
And Big Mom's also like wonders, you know, huh? And
finally, the GameCube is ready.
Ooh, Project the Dolphin.
Yeah.
And Law sets up the room. He hits the chambers, and Big Mom's just like, oh, ooh, what do they think they're doing?
Well, Zeus says that. What do they think they're doing? And then he like, get absolutely fucked, Zeus.
Oh, zoinked out of existence. He's in the box all of a sudden. Oh, where am I? It's all dark. And, oh, the fucking shit. Killer big brain in 2. Can you manage it, Roronoa? And Zoro
still half dead. I'd better.
He's fucking wheezing. Cuts through fucking, I almost called him Morpheus. Morpheus, Dorpheus.
Yeah, I was just about to say. It reminds me of the Eric Andre. Morpheus, Dorpheus, Morpheus.
Oh, Walruses is so... I don't even know what he fucking says, man. Oh, God.
Oh, God. But yeah, Zoro slices Morpheus in half, and then Killer like puts one of his scythes in what's his face's mouth? Why can't I remember the hat? Napoleon. He puts the scythe in Napoleon's mouth and like drags him out of Big Mom's hand. Like, dog, divide and conquer.
Dude, the plan, and like explicitly Zoro's like, you're not getting any time to revert. Using
and also somebody in our Discord pointed it out. They pointed out this panel where he says you're not getting any time to revert, and they showed the slashes, and it's Zoro confirmed for Smash.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Colors freeze into fire flames.
Oh, it's so good. But he's doing the Kinemon, Flame Ren, crossing the 6 paths, chops him up, finely diced. And Napoleon running away from Killer. I'm just a sword.
Come back to me in all of them. Mama, help us.
Oh, God.
God. And then Kid going on the fucking offensive. Punk pistols using his big O arms.
Just shooting harpoons straight at her. She doesn't give a shit. And she points out like, oh, you got them away from me. Do you think you have a chance now? Smacks Kid down. And then Kid just grabs onto her and then says, repel, bah. Because, like, it makes sense, you know? Because, like, his thing's like magnetism. His fruit's not like robo arms. His fruit is magnetism.
He's Magneto.
So, of course, he's gonna use his fucking exosuit and, like, put it on her. And then just like, okay, bye. I think that's the end of Iron Man 3 or something. It's probably like the end of some Iron Man plot.
Yeah. One of the fake Mandarin at the end of Iron Man 3 had like the extremist suit, and I think he put the suit, like he threw all the pieces of the suit onto him to contain like the extremist, and then it like blew him up or some shit like that. I don't remember.
Right. Some shit like that. Who fucking remembers the Iron Man films?
Who remembers Iron Man 3 specifically?
Goop, baby.
Goop. Oh my god.
But no, Big Mom's out there. She's flying high. I can go twice as high. And Law immediately, with the alley-oop, gets tacked and throws a boulder straight at her. And she starts, oh, you little fool, what does it matter if you hit me with a... What?
Huh?
And she's falling off the island. I forgot there's nothing but sea below. Help me, Zeus. Oh, and...
Oh my god. I love it.
Law finishes off saying, if he can't fly down to help her, that takes care of one of them. And we don't really have time, but fuck it. I'm gonna bring in, it's story time. So I've DM'd several games of D&D through for like a decade. Oh, Jesus, fuck. For like a fucking decade now. And like always with friends, you know, life is complicated, so we've never been able to finish, but we try to do lots of things. And I remember there was one time, like, we were starting out I believe it was the start of the One Piece inspired campaign, where, like, I was, like, trying to, like, railroad them all into a pirate ship.
Oh!
And our friend Billy, he's the kind of person that you give him a game in beta or an alpha, and he'll find the problems. Like, he's excellent at lateral thinking, and I'm very bad at lateral thinking. So, like, when it comes to, like, DMing, he'll fuck me immediately. And so, I had a bunch of orcs, but they were, like, level 2 or something, and these orcs are out here, like, or, like, whatever the fuck. I don't remember who the enemies were. They're out here, like, trying to overpower. It was supposed to be, like, somewhat challenging, but they were still supposed to get away from it. But he was playing a very unused feat in D&D, Grappler, and a very unknown thing, because no one does grappling stuff in D&D. It's like very minimal use case. But, you know, Billy's a fan of wrestling, so he usually goes for it. And something that most people don't know about grappling is that you can move with a grappled opponent. Like, there's restrictions, but you can. And so what he did was just he'd get the grapple check, succeed, and with the grappler feat, he'd be able to move a bit and just ripped him off. He just out. It's like, fuck that encounter, I guess.
Fuck that encounter. And as a DM, that's gotta be like, oh.
Yeah, that's literally all it was. Oh, fuck, man. Yeah. Look,
yeah.
You got me.
You got me there.
And, like, you know, it's the kind of thing, like, normally, it's like a fucky thing to see, like, protagonists just, like, throw someone into water. But in One Piece, we don't see it enough. When the whole premise of One Piece is that being in water is instant death for most of these people. We don't see it enough. I have seen opinions online saying that, like, Oda needs to find a way to have the protagonist deal with Big Mom that isn't just throwing her. But, and I agree, but specifically dunking her into water?
Yeah, what if
I commend that.
Instead?
Exactly. What if Big Mom die?
What if literally murder? Like, because that's what the fuck happened. Like, they all, like, they are not Luffy, right? Luffy beats his opponents by breaking their will.
Yeah, by sheer guts.
Guess who wasn't a part of this plan making? The unspoken law, Kid, Killer, and Zoro were like, let's fucking kill this bitch. Like, I've had enough of fucking Zeus and Morpheus and whatever the hell that sword's name is.
Oh man, it's kind of remarkable. I commend them for the plan. Though, biggest brain. Next chapter, it will put the theory to the test. Big Mom's fruit is the soul fruit. What if water soul?
Oh god. I don't think so, but also, like...
I also don't think so, but, like, you know...
It's so weird with the water, because, like, no, but, like, Parasparrow can have a candy slug that can move in the water, so, like, yeah?
Yes, and also, like, some Logia fruits can interact with water under certain specific circumstances, so... We can't, like, is it dumb? Yes.
Is it dumb? Of course. Is it preposterous? Insanely. But...
It's not impossible.
Oh, they never said no.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, we are, that's the end of this chapter. We're not on break next week.
Surprising, but hell yeah.
We're gonna get another absolute banger next week. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. We're at Paramecia Cast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast literally everywhere else. Episodes go up every single week on parameciafancast.libsyn.com. You can direct download the episodes there, or if you're a normal person and listening on a podcatcher like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Play, every Monday, as soon as it's uploaded to our Libsyn, it'll send via RSS feed to every single podcatcher service available. Don't forget to like and give us some good ratings on all of those. Episodes also go up on YouTube every single week. We usually try to get them like a day of or the next day, depending on how fucky YouTube decides to be. And I think that's everything. I like the water. I do have another crack theory.
Give me your crack theory, and I've got something to close us out.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's been a while. So
Yeah, right?
So this, in chapter 1009, Zeus, brother of Morpheus Prometheus, was trapped inside of the GameCube. Another character from Popular Shonen that was trapped inside of a cube was Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. When they release what they think is Zeus, Gojo will appear and hit Kaido with infinity.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Hell yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Morpheus, Dorpheus, Orpheus, go eat some walruses, orifice, porridges, Morpheus, go into the buffet and walruses, Corpheus, corpses, Worcestershire sauce. We'll just do like a fade out right there.
Does it end on Worcestershire sauce?
No, it keeps going.
Oh, okay.
You can cut this out and just go into your orifices. Red pill, blue pill, Morpheus, walruses. Seashells by the sea surfaces. Morpheus drinking a 40 in a death basket.